Hello, my name is Julia. Let me just clear my throat for a moment here. In case you haven't noticed, right now, I am making a video. I don't quite know what to call this video. However, I recognize that I'm feeling a little nervous because I've never quite made a video like this before. I've made lots of videos, I've expressed vulnerable things, but the way that I am feeling right now is usually something that I avoid allowing others to see, because it is a very vulnerable feeling for me. In many ways, it's a feeling of embarrassment, of shame, of disappointment. And often in my life, and perhaps you can relate, but these are the feelings that I try to hide and keep to myself and don't want other people to see. Normally when I show up on a video or on camera, I am feeling really good about myself, really enthusiastic, really energized, and that I want to share that positivity with the world. And it's almost as if I had created this unwritten rule for myself that I can't show up on a camera if I'm feeling vulnerable, or if I'm feeling weak, or I can't let other people see me if I'm not at my optimal self, because they'll judge me or I'll judge me. But really, I just want to be me. And I want to, more than anything, learn to love all parts of myself in every way that I exist and in every way that I show up, because I know that the more I learn to love and accept myself for where I am in my life, the more I will move towards my optimal self. What we resist persists. And so the more I resist showing my vulnerable self, getting cut in my throat here, the more I continue to judge that side of me. And the more pain I feel, the more harm I actually cause myself. All right, so that was a kind of long, drawn-out introduction to this video. Welcome, hello, friends, gather around, story time. Let's just take a deep breath, shake it off. We're here, it's cool. I started this diet transition. I don't want to call it a cleanse per se, because it's meant to be a lifestyle. And I started this at the beginning of January. A large portion of this, the intention is to cleanse the body of different parasites, cleanse it of different heavy metals. And I was sticking so perfectly to this cleanse for about 3 weeks. And to give you a little context, this cleanse, or diet transition program, as I like to refer to it as, the intention is to cut out any foods that parasites may feed on. There's activity. Something exciting's happening. I don't know if that's true. So typical foods that, or not even foods necessarily, but parasites feed on a number of different things. This could be fats. It could be different hormones, especially stress hormones like cortisol. It could be different sugars. It could be I think that's the main ones. Heavy metals, that's the other one. So they actually cause your body to crave these certain foods that are high in, especially like processed, saturated, I don't actually know the different kinds of fats, but the more chemically versions of that, sugars or anything that may cause your body to feel stressed. So they may actually make you crave the sugar because then your body will produce more cortisol. They may cause you to actually hold on to and make it harder for your body to process certain emotions or traumas that you've experienced in the past, because if they hold on to that energy, then you don't like purge it out as fast, and so you would constantly be getting like triggered, which would make your body feel more stressed, produce more cortisol. Caffeine is actually a big one for this as well. They would cause you to, I don't even know how to refer it, parasites. These parasites would cause you to crave caffeine because, again, the result would be that spike, but then also that crash. You would be feeling the cortisol or adrenaline or whatever those hormones are. So I had been very diligently avoiding any substances that may be feeding these parasites, because I very much want to have my body, my vessel, clean and feeling pure and energized and alive, because for so much of my life I have not felt that way. And at about 3 weeks in, it was, I think it was actually around my dad's birthday. And I was talking to him on the phone, and I went to a cafe, and I was just feeling a little homesick because I'm not near my dad right now. And I was feeling kind of homesick, and I was like, you know what, I just want to feel some excitement. I've been feeling really bored, kind of heavy, stuck in this like lethargic, I don't want to do anything kind of feeling, as my body was just purging all of the stuff. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to have a cup of coffee. And so I did. And 1 cup led to like basically 3 weeks of drinking coffee. And within the first week, it was like mainly coffee. That was the only thing I was allowing myself outside of the diet. And then for whatever reason, I started craving meat and these like really fatty foods. So then the second week I started having that. But I was priding myself because I was thinking, okay, well, I still haven't had sugar. Like that's the one thing, like I'm not gonna have sugar. And then this week I went out, like this is kind of where the shame and like embarrassment part comes in, because this is very much a habit of mine in the past of soothing myself, self-soothing, that's what they call it, with food. So last night, and as this is just steadily getting further and further from the diet transition program, ended up having like a burger this week and pizza and Oreo cookies. And normally when I try to eat healthy snack foods, it would be like sugar-free ones or healthier versions, but my brain was just like, no, I'm going for the worst of the worst. I don't even care. This is just what I'm having. And so today, I'm sure you can only imagine, I'm just like, I don't feel good, you know? My nose is a little bit congested, I feel kind of foggy-headed, I'm a little bit just tired, like groggy feeling. It's like I wake up feeling as though I've been drinking, even though I haven't. But it's that lack of clarity, that lack of precision, that lack of focus. Like even for my meditation this morning, which hasn't happened consistently, literally since I started drinking coffee. But I woke up this morning and I have these mantras that I've been reading to myself. And I said, okay, after I read these mantras, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna meditate today. Like I'm determined, I'm gonna do this. And I look over at my water bottle and it's empty, and I'm like, you know what, but I'm gonna go get some water first because I'm feeling thirsty and it's important to stay hydrated. So I go downstairs to fill up my water bottle, and next thing I know, I'm walking back upstairs with a mocha latte that I just happened to make. I have my water also. But it's like, man, how did that happen? How did brain go from like, I'm gonna go get some water to, hey, coffee? Like, okay. So definitely feeling that lack of clarity, that lack of focus, that yeah, and the emotions that go with that. So for me, it does bring up some feelings of shame and embarrassment, and because I feel as though I've let myself down. I feel as though I've abandoned the commitment that I made for myself. And so this is why I am actually making this video today. Because last night was a full moon, and I'm going for new beginnings. I'm going for letting go and welcoming in and whatever else the new moon, full moon, is the full moon, is supposed to be good for. Because I know that I'm not alone in doing this. I know that I'm not the only person that binge eats sometimes. I know I'm not the only person that feels ashamed when I binge eat sometimes. And it's actually really helpful to know, and a friend told me this not so long ago, that parasites actually breed around the full moon. So as they're breeding, they're actually going to be making you feel like more stressed out, craving these sugary things, craving these fatty foods. And so it does bring in a certain level of ease, knowing that it's not me necessarily. It's not that I failed. It's not that I didn't have the willpower or the dedication or the whatever to succeed at this plan. It's that my body is also countering, like intentionally fighting against what I am trying to do. So this is just my complete transparency. My intention is to create a video every day showing up as myself. Because like I said in the past, I've often only shown the positive, successful sides that I want the world to see, but that's not realistic. It's not human. And my journey with food especially, and with loving my body and my body image, has been such a pertinent aspect of my growth and development. And I've always known that this is something that I want to help other people with. And sometimes I judge myself because like, oh, I've never been like extremely obese. Why would other people care about my journey with my body and what it means to be healthy? But I have struggled with my eating habits. I have struggled with my self-image. I have struggled with seeing myself as beautiful. And it is my hope and my desire to transform that, not just within myself, but to give other people, and especially women, a space to transform this in their selves by creating a space where it is safe to talk about these issues, where it is safe to feel and experience and share the shame that we do hold on to share these behaviors that we have sometimes participated in of no real fault of our own. But again, they're just coping mechanisms. They are what help us to feel safe and nurtured and loved because we didn't necessarily receive that. My dream and my goal is that the more I show up fully, the more you are able to show up fully and love yourself exactly as you are. Because I believe that you are lovable exactly as you are, as I believe that I am lovable exactly as I am. Still working on that. So, Before I sign off for today, and I do want to thank you for holding space for this vulnerability of mine. It actually feels really good just to let go of whatever fear and embarrassment, shame, whatever potential heaviness that I may be feeling. I want to talk and loop back about this diet for a second, because in the past, when I had eaten junk food, whether it was something that was really fatty or sugary or even coffee, if I had coffee for more than like 3 days in a row, my body would react so strongly. I would be like broken out with all of this acne. My nose would just be constantly running, and I would need to be like telling people like, I swear I'm not sick. It's just I have like a food allergy. I don't know what it is. But it would last for about 1 or 2 days, and then it would go away. So that's how I knew it wasn't actually a cold. It was just my body trying to purge whatever junk I had been putting into it. And I have to say, after 3 weeks of doing this diet transition program, and even though I'd kind of been off it for about 3 weeks as well, I have not been experiencing the same reactions that I had prior to doing this program. So I'm actually really excited for how effective it is proving to be. And even though I'm like eating these foods, my body is not responding the same way. I'm not like completely broken out. I am wearing makeup right now, so my face is a little bit broken out, but I'm honestly really impressed. And I'm excited to see how far 3 months gets me compared to just the 3 weeks that I did. Because the ideal commitment for this program would be 3 months to a year. So I think once I get over that initial 3-month hump, it will be significantly better, and I can just figure out what else needs to let go. All right, beauties. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being beautiful. And thank you for showing up in the world and showing your light. Much peace and love. Adios.